And Labor is the only choice.
I call the Honourable Minister Hekia Parata. Tēnā koe.
Tēnā koe, Mr Speaker. O tira, tēnā tātou katoa. It's already been mentioned this afternoon that this is the last week of Parliament, and so it's given me cause of this Parliament, and it's given me cause to think back to December 2008 when I had the honour to deliver my maiden speech and to reflect on whether or not my aspirations as articulated at that time have shown some meaningful gain over the 3 years of our government. In December 2008 I talked about quality citizenship, I talked about what the characteristics of that, and I talked about my hope that we would be able to deliver real and substantive change that would allow for us to experience that quality citizenship. And I also talked about what was one of the significant challenges to our achieving that, and it was the disease of dependency, the very kind of policies and philosophy that characterised that side of the House. The sorts of things that this government came into power having to deal with the legacy of. And our government in this 3 years, I am proud to say, has been able to focus on sustainable and systemic change. And I just want to give a few highlights because, in fact, and these are facts that give the lie to the kinds of assertions that are often made by the other side of the House. In the economy and the cost of living, this government has seen floating mortgage rates are now around half of what they were under Labor. 3/4 of all earners now pay a top tax rate of no more than 17.5%. After-tax average wage has increased 7.4% in the past year, keeping wage growth well ahead of inflation at 5.3%. And however, under Labor, what did we see? Well, I think New Zealanders are sick of the litany of statistics that peppered that administration, but they were all heading in the other direction. In education, Mr Speaker, we've seen 12,500 places for 16 and 17-year-olds, including at trade academies and service academies by 2014. 8 trade academies this year and 13 more in 2012. 4,500 students a year will get practical skills by 2014 and $550 million per year for the next 4 years in early childhood education. In health, Mr Speaker, we're spending $14 billion on health this year, the most ever. 1,000 fewer back office staff, but 800 more doctors and 2,000 more nurses. Well, I'm being asked, and the news is so good that it bears repeating. 800 more doctors and 2,000 more nurses. And that, of course, is translated into 27,000 more elective procedures a year compared to 2008. 500 more procedures every week. And we have a target of 4,000 extra procedures a year. 1,800 more doctors, nurses and midwives signed up to our voluntary bonding scheme in hard-to-staff areas and specialties. And we have 200 more places at medical school by 2013. What did we have under Labor? Another litany of failure. 30,000 patients culled off hospital waiting lists. Some patients waited up to 15 weeks for cancer radiation treatment, whereas under this government we have now hit the world benchmark of within the time of seeing a specialist into treatment within 6 weeks. What we saw under Labor was 9 years of lost opportunities. What we've seen under this government is 3 years of hard fought-for opportunities when we have been in a world of a global financial crisis. We're here in New Zealand. We have suffered our own setbacks and significant ones in terms of the Canterbury earthquakes, in terms of the loss of life at Pike River, in terms of the failure of some of our financial and insurance institutions. And notwithstanding all all of those challenges, this government, under the leadership of Prime Minister John Key, has been able to leverage as much positive and optimistic opportunities out of those as possible. Why? Because we are a government focused on building a brighter future. We have an unassailable belief in the power of the potential of individuals, of their families, of their communities. We completely understand that it is businesses that build growth and productivity, and with that growth and productivity, we can look forward to better jobs and higher incomes for more New Zealanders. That's what this team on this side offers this country.
I call the honourable member Kevin Haig.